The other day, I got in two brand new knives from Kansept. One is a modern day take on a legendary Japanese friction folder design, and the other might just be the perfect pocket sized fixed blade for you. One of them really won me over for EDC, while the other ended up being more of a collector's piece for me. So let's take a look at them and find out which is which. As always, I want to be transparent with you and let you know that Kansept did send these to me at no charge so I could check them out, but they didn't dictate any of the contents of this review and they didn't tell me that I needed to say anything in particular. So I'll have links in the description and the pinned comments. You can check these out for yourself. But with that out of the way, let's start with the one that really won me over. And that is the Kansept Siafu. Now, I may have butchered that name. If I did, let me know down in the comments. But this will run you anywhere from $50 to $63, depending on the scale options that you get. But the name comes from the Swahili word for a species of army ant, which is fitting for its diminutive size. And let's talk about that. It has a 2.41 inch blade, which should be legal across most of the US. And especially in areas like Chicago or Boston that have 2.5 inch blade length limits. So it'll be very EDC friendly, super compact, especially for a fixed blade knife. So talking about the ergos, this is usually the place that small knives get me, but this is one where this actually excels. So I can get about a 3.5 inch grip, or not 3.5, 3.5 finger grip on this. It's almost a 4-finger grip for me. I'm just hanging off a little bit on the end there. If you have smaller hands, you may be able to get a full four-finger grip on this. But I can use it comfortably. I get a really confident grip on it, and it's still extremely comfortable for how small it is. Now, the blade shape is one of my other favorite things about this, because you can see it's kind of like a reverse Tonto, Warncliffe kind of blade shape. But what it reminds me of is basically a bulked up, more robust utility blade. And so that's kind of what I use this for, and what I've, tried it out with and everything like that is, opening boxes, cutting up boxes, opening packages, things like that, and just other light to medium cutting tasks. And the sheath is also solid, which I'll bring that back in here. It has several grommets there for mounting things. Now, it actually came with a different clip. This is what it came with. I actually put it on a different sheath, but you can swing this to carry it vertically or horizontally, as you can see there. So that is a really cool sheath design. But for a knife this small, I thought pocket carry made a lot more sense, and that's why I stuck an Ulti clip on there. And using these, you could probably mount a 2.2 version if you wanted to. I'm not positive on that, but it would sit a little bit higher, but that would also be an option. But I went with a 3.3 and got it right here. So it just sticks up out of my pocket a little bit more, but it's easier to get to for me. But you get it in there, there's no rattle, anything like that. Really, really nice sheath. I was hoping that I might be able to carry this in the 5th pocket, but it is not that small. So it is not going to be a 5th pocket fixed blade for me. But that being said, the biggest area of letdown for me on this is the steel, because this is D2 steel. Now, D2 steel is a fine steel, but the big thing for me is that it's not stainless. And my skin, for whatever reason, has a tendency, or my sweat, I guess I should say, has a real tendency to be rough on knife steels and corrode them pretty quickly. So I would love to see this in something like a 154CM or a 14C28N or something like that, or maybe even like a premium one in something like S35VN or LMAX. But that being said, D2 is a fine steel. It's just not my favorite. So let's get some size comparisons in here for it real quick. So I'm going to have a couple of my favorite small knives, and that is the Spyderco Lil Native, and one of my other favorite small fixies, the Lotar Beaver. So you can see it compares very favorably in size to those. Now, one more that I want to bring in here, just because in my mind, this is almost kind of a smaller version of it, same idea. Obviously, the blades are a little bit different shape, but this is the Kaiser Bulldog Fix. So think of it as almost kind of a shrunken down version of it that's a little bit more Tonto-y. But I just thought that was a really neat comparison. So overall, the Siafu The concept of it, which I'm trying not to be too punny with that, but the concept of the Siafu is a really, really excellent idea. The execution is really good. I really like it a lot. The steel choice is really just the one area where I think it is weak. And I would love to see them try out those different steels. Hopefully they will in the near future. But even without those, this is still a solid, solid option. So our second knife here is the Kansept Higanokami, and I may have butchered that, and I apologize if I did. Let me know down in the comments what the correct pronunciation is if I butchered it. But this is a modern take on a traditional Japanese Higanokami design. Now, the original design is a friction folder, so it doesn't have a lock on it, and that was, I believe, they started making that in the late 1800s. It's a simple, utilitarian, and to my understanding, still a fairly widely used everyday knife. But the Kansept took that time-tested design and added a liner lock. So you can see it will come open here and locks into place. Now, while I'm not a big fan of liner locks, that's a big improvement over a friction folder design. It uses what I would call a front flipper for opening. I am not really good with front flippers. I've tried to flick this open. I can't get it consistently. I'm going to try it for you on screen. Okay, I did get it to flip open that time, but I can't do that consistently, and I'm just not big on front flippers. But if you like them and you can get a knack for it, this would be a really, really fun knife to fidget like that with. And I'm also not good with them, so take my difficulty with it with a grain of salt, because that's just kind of me not being great with front flippers. Now the steel, as opposed to the Siafu, I really like what they chose on this. This is 154 cm steel. And 154 cm in my mind, because of the properties, is almost like a stainless 154 cm is kind of what I consider it. Now, I'm not saying that it's chemically that way, but that's kind of how I consider it. Now, the scales are probably my favorite part. They are beautiful copper foil carbon fiber. Just absolutely beautiful. Now, these are actually the same scales that I have on my Kansept Corvid S, as you can see here. And if you want to check this knife out, make sure to click on the review up here and check that one out. But the scales, as I said, are probably my favorite part of this. I think I would love to see them use this on even more. I know they use these on quite a few knives. I just love the design of these scales. Now, where this loses me a bit, aside from the lock, is the ergos. So it's a straight handle, which this is part of the traditional design. So like that's just kind of the nature of the beast on this. It's not really great on ergos. It's not contoured at all. It's just kind of a straight grip on that. There is kind of a divot, whatever you want to call that here, where you can rest your thumb. For me, it's a little too far back to use like I normally would. I would kind of want it up farther up here. And I don't know if that's by design or if that's just kind of with the shape of that and how they had to design it for the opener. But it's not bad. It's just not my favorite. And the other thing for me is that the blade length on this is 3.02 inches. And that's a little bit too long for me to carry legally. My area, it's 3 inches is the legal length. Now, that being said, are most cops going to, make that big of a deal over that? Probably not, but you just have to be careful when it comes to blade length laws. The other thing, and I forgot to mention the price earlier, is this will run you about $129, I believe, is the going rate. And if I'm wrong on that, I will put the price up here. But price-wise, for 154 cm, that's a little steep, I think. But you are also talking about carbon fiber scales here, so that does bring up the price a bit and bring up the value. So on that note, let's compare it size-wise to a couple of common EDC knives, just so you can get an idea. So I have the Para 3 from Spyderco and the Benchmade Mini Bug Out. So you can see it's pretty comparable in size to those. Overall size, it does have a longer blade than both of those, but overall size, pretty comparable. So ultimately, this isn't for me for EDC, but I do appreciate it for what it is. It is a modernized version of a classic design. And if you're a fan of the Higanokami knives or just Japanese designs in general, I think you'll love it. With its traditional design, this could also make a pretty decent gentleman's knife. It's not, the narrow traditional gentleman's knife like that, but it is a very gentlemanly looking knife. So what it does have is a clean traditional aesthetic, solid materials, and a safer, more usable lock, because it has a lock compared to the traditional Higanokami design. But ultimately, this is going to be more of a collector's piece for me than it is something that I'll personally carry regularly. So, yeah, two very different knives that we have here. The Siafu is one that I will probably work into my EDC rotation. It just fits my philosophy a lot better. The Higanokami is more of a more of a thing where I appreciate the design and I will enjoy it for that, but it's probably not going to make it into my EDC. Now, the other thing is if the Siafu came with a stainless steel, it would become almost an essential for me at that point. So, Kansept, if you're listening, get a stainless steel out in this one, please. But as a reminder, links for both of these will be down in the description in the pinned comments. And if you found these reviews helpful, make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And until next time, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I'll see you in the next video.